What's going on, you guys? In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down one of the most successful YouTube ads in the info product space that I've seen over the last couple of years, so that you guys can employ some of the same strategies and techniques that this ad uses in your own ads and start seeing some great results. Now, the ad that we're going to be looking at today has over 37 million views. That's right, 37 million. So it's quite successful, and it's by Tom Wang. For those of you that don't know him, he is one of the OG Amazon FBA coaches, and his offer basically is that he helps people get started selling on Amazon through Amazon FBA. And that's what that ad is all about. Now, the thing that really spoke out to me about this ad in particular is the fact that there's 1,000 other Amazon FBA coaches all trying their hands at YouTube ads. But the cool thing about Tom is that he follows a specific strategy that we're going to be looking at here that allows him to stand out from the rest of the crowd and start making some really effective YouTube ads. Now, before we get started, I quickly do want to introduce myself. My name is Neil. I run Linx Digital, a digital advertising agency, and I also help people run and make really effective YouTube ads. So if you're interested, there's a link down in the description below. But with that being said, let's jump into my computer where I'll show you guys the first 30 seconds of this ad and we'll start breaking it down. All right, now that we're on my computer, we can see that Tom's ad has almost 38 million views, which again, mind-blowing for the space. Let's take a look at the first 30 seconds.
Stop! Did you know every time you shop on Amazon, you're helping someone make passive income? Yes, you could be helping someone like me, a dude in my 20s, make money in my sleep. It's true, and here's how to find out exactly how much passive income you're making people like me. Step 1, the next time you shop on Amazon, scroll down to the product description part and see what their bestseller rank is. Step 2, see if the ranking's below 10,000. If it is, that means this person is making tens of thousands of dollars per month in passive income, if not more.
All right, so definitely a lot to unpack there. This ad is definitely action-packed. Don't worry, we'll slow everything down and we'll break it step by step. So let's go to the complete beginning, and I'll slow the video down so we can start looking at some of the little things that Tom and his team do to really make this an effective ad. All right, so first things first, if you guys didn't notice, Tom uses a pattern interrupter, attention grabber to start out his video with the stop sign. Take a look.
Stop!
Just this little stop sign here is enough to work as a big pattern interrupter, especially if this ad is being played in the middle of a long video. You're gonna wanna use something like this to grab the viewer's attention and bring their focus onto the ad. We always say in all of our tutorials to include some sort of attention grabber at the beginning of your ads for this high engagement purpose. This could be things like using the stop sign here, a loud sound, a bang, or a waving motion at the camera to get the viewer's attention. So Tom just does a great job at this. Now, the next thing, once he has the attention of the viewer, he actually hooks them in with a pretty clever question. Take a look.
Did you know every time you shop on Amazon, you're helping someone make passive income?
Now, this is a rhetorical question. Unless you are somebody that is in the weeds with Amazon FBA, you're probably not going to know about the fact that you help other people make passive income. So with this rhetorical question, Tom is able to hook the people that are watching his videos. And obviously, it's a very intriguing statement. So you're going to be hooked in to see what the rest of the ad has to offer. And the cool thing is he's able to do this all within the first 5 seconds, which I think is super impressive. Not only was he able to grab the viewer's attention, but he was also able to hook them in all within the first 5 seconds. So hats off right there. Now, one little thing that I really want to bring your attention on is within the first 5 seconds and the first half of this ad is the pacing that Tom uses. And I think this high pacing, high energy intro is what really drives the engagement in this ad. And that's why it's been so successful. So if you take a look within the first 5 seconds, Tom actually uses 8 different cutscenes all within the first 5 seconds. So it's super high paced and it comes and hits you right off the bat. Take a look.
Did you know every time you shop on Amazon, you're helping someone make passive income?
So within the first 5 seconds, it's super engaging, and it's not until 7 seconds that you actually see a video clip of Tom himself. And I think this is intentional. The fact that this video clip isn't even him speaking on screen is another engagement boosting trick. So instead of using a static video of him speaking like this one here, Tom doesn't even put a video of him speaking live. The video that he chooses is a pre-recorded thing, and this, in addition to the B-roll that he uses, really allows for a lot of engagement because he can cut between a lot of different visuals, a lot of different scenes to keep that attention high. All right, let's continue watching the ad because now we will start to get into some of the messaging that he uses, and I think he does something really clever that I'll point out in a second.
Like me, a dude in my 20s, make money in my sleep. It's true, and here's how to find out exactly how much passive income you're making people like me. Step 1.
All right, before we jump into the step 1, I quickly want to point out the promise that he is making in this ad. And this is one of the things that most people get wrong with YouTube ads, is that they try and sell the viewer their product or service on the ad itself. Whereas the right thing to do is actually just get the viewer's attention, convince them to take the next step, which is usually going to be clicking the link in the ad. And when the person goes to the website, that's where you actually go ahead and sell them on your product and service. And this is a key distinction here. Tom isn't promising or selling his Amazon FBA course in this ad. What he is promising is a way to figure out passive income numbers. So even if you are somebody that's skeptical about Amazon FBA, you will still be hooked on to the promise of finding out numbers because it's a lot easier of an ask. Now let's move on to this next trick that I think is so clever and that you guys can start also implementing in your ads. And it's the use of these steps. So if you are somebody that's watching this ad and you've been hooked onto the promise thus far and you like what you hear in step 1, well, you're gonna wanna stay around for all of the rest of the steps. You're gonna wanna figure out what the rest of the steps are. And this is a great use of a micro hoop that Tom uses to get people to jump through to watch the rest of his ad. Pretty clever here.
The next time you shop on Amazon, scroll down to the product description part and see what the bestseller rank is. Step 2, see if the ranking's below 10,000.
All right, one thing that you guys will notice here is that the pacing is a lot slower. Right now, we're getting to the middle section of the ad. The pacing has slowed down, and that's because he doesn't need to get the attention of the viewer already. He's already established that. Now he can slow down the ad and really focus on the information that he's delivering. Now, another quick note while we are paused right here is the use of annotations. We always say this whenever we're teaching people how to make ads. You want to be using graphics and annotations to point out things of emphasis or things that are important. So Tom's doing a great job at that.
If it is, that means this person is making tens of thousands of dollars per month in passive.
Now, in addition to the pointers, he's also using word graphics here, again, to re-emphasize the promise of the video. I think every single video ad nowadays definitely needs these graphic overlays to emphasize the main points. Another thing I want you guys to notice, and this is so clever, is the use of captions. And as you guys will notice, this isn't the auto captions from YouTube. Tom and his team have gone in and manually put in captions. And I think this is so much more important because it allows you control over your captions. First of all, not only are you going to make sure that they're correct, but you can also remove the captions and really emphasize things on screen with other graphic overlays, as you will see in a second.
Not more. Take this silicone whisk for example. Guess what? It's not sold by a big company. It's likely sold by someone like me.
So now that we're getting to the middle portion of the ad and people are hooked onto the promise, Tom does a good job of actually building in trust and showing his authority with what he's speaking about in this section. And I think this is a very clever way of doing that. So obviously we just saw Tom inside of his office working. So if he is somebody that is a reputable seller on Amazon, he's showing that, you know, he has a staff, he has an office, and that he is somewhat successful to be speaking on this topic.
Someone like me or my friends who know how to send out products to sell on Amazon. This has a bestseller rank of 701. It is currently generating someone $46,000 per month in revenue.
Again, excellent use of graphics to really emphasize the revenue numbers here.
The question is, why help other people?
A quick little pause to show you guys exactly what I was just talking about. Notice how there's no captions here because the graphic overlays are what's important.
Will make passive income when you can potentially earn your own.
And this is the cool thing about using your own captions. If you were using the YouTube captions, obviously, as you can see, they're still popping up on screen right here. Putting in your own captions allows you that freedom, that flexibility to take them out whenever you want.
Hi, my name is Tom Wang. I was a pretty normal guy who had a great 9-to-5 job.
Again, we see Tom doing a great job at building proof, building authority. As you can see, we see him here working and presenting at a seminar and teaching other people. So clearly, it showcases that he knows what he's he's talking about. This is a great way to build that authority and social proof.
I was a pretty normal guy who had a great 9-to-5 job, but I knew I always wanted to start a side hustle selling stuff online. A friend told me he has been selling stuff on Amazon.
Sorry for pausing so much, but there's so much going on inside this ad. I want to make sure that I'm letting you guys know of all of the little things that Tom is doing, including the choice of music. So Tom, I think this is done intentionally. He is using this very chilled out lo-fi beats in this section of the ad, and I think it's done as a contrast to the beginning of the ad that was super high paced. Now that we're in the middle of the ad, he's really slowing things down just so you guys as the viewers can start digesting a lot of the information. This is a very clever use of background music.
A few years later, I'm able to quit my full-time job and work on my Amazon business full-time. I'm able to travel the world and do the stuff I like to do. And by the way, this is my sales over the past 12 months.
Again, a great way to show the audience that he knows what he's talking about. This is just textbook authority building, textbook proof and results showing on a YouTube ad. Fantastic.
Alone. I also started teaching this to others to see if I just got lucky or is my system repeatable. Turns out it is.
Now, this is a very cool thing that Tom does that I think more people need to start employing in YouTube ads. The viewers don't really care if you yourself can get results with whatever make money online method that you're running now. What people really care about is, will the results translate to them, right? And Tom does a really good job at that by saying, hey, listen, not only did I make all this money through Amazon, I also showed it to a bunch of my students who also got the same results, so that the likelihood that if you're somebody that's watching this ad, these results can also apply to you.
Check out all these people's results. Even my best friend started selling on Amazon, and he went from $0 to $200,000 per month in revenue in less than 1 year. So if you're interested in learning how to create your own brand on Amazon or just selling random products, I can show you this system I created. For me, I like to teach things in a step-by-step process. So for a limited time, I created a free training teaching you the exact step-by-step process.
Here's a cool thing that Tom does. He previews the next step, right? Obviously, the next step he wants people to take is to opt into this free training. And right here at the end of this ad, he shows them exactly what the training is going to look like. So when you click on this ad, you'll be taken to a page where Tom's going to be sitting right here, this exact scene, going over his Amazon FBA method. So he kind of builds that ad congruency, that funnel congruency, so that when people do take the next step, they're not lost. They know that they're in the right place, and it's the same entire messaging throughout the entire funnel.
Teaching you the exact step-by-step process, how you can get your own Amazon business started, even if you had no prior experience like me. Click on the link below.
So very quick, right there, he did a quick little objection blaster. You know, somebody that might be watching the video might think, hey, I have no experience. Very common objection. Tom does this and addresses it right in the ad itself, which is pretty cool. And then goes in with a very strong call to action. Not only does he have graphics that pop up for the call to action.
Click on this ad right now and I'll see you on the other side.
They also blink to really emphasize that the person watching should be clicking the link below. Overall, really strong call to action at the end there. And that brings us to the end of this ad. And one of the things that I think really makes this ad stand out is the fact that Tom has executed on this ad super well in all aspects. So not only does he do a great job with the video editing, with the attention grabbers, the call to actions, showing the results, he also has great messaging. I think it's the culmination of all of these elements that, when brought together, make a great ad. So when you guys are going out there and making your ads, don't neglect a lot of these things. I know a lot of you guys think all you need is just a silly little selfie style ad with great messaging and that will take care of its own. But what I want to show you with this ad is that all of the little things, the background music, the transitions, the pacing, all of these things add to make into a great ad and will take an ad with great messaging to the next level. So hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. I will be coming out with a lot more ad breakdowns if you guys enjoyed this. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video.